Hi, Chris here from Inside the Recording Studio podcast. In last week's episode, Jody and I talked about mix templates and why we think they're a good idea to use and how we tend to use them. If you didn't listen to that podcast, there will be a link of it at the end of this video. But in this video, I'd like to take you through a tour of one of my main mix templates when I do more rock stuff. Here, we're looking at my main mix template. First, let's take a look at how I tend to organize my tracks. I always use the same layout. That way I know where things are and I don't have to go searching for them. I have drums on top, followed by percussion, bass, guitars, keyboards, lead vocals, backing vocals, and transitions, which could be risers and things like that. These are also color-coded the same way, so again, it just helps me navigate my mixing sessions. Next up is the routing. Each instrument group is then routed to their own auxiliary. Got the drums here going into my drums, percussion into percussion, bass into bass, guitar going into guitars. Scroll along a little bit here. We got keyboards going into keys, lead vocals into lead vocals, backing vocals into backing vocals, and finally transitions into the transition. All these instrument buses then, or auxiliaries I should say, are then routed to my music bus, and all the vocals, background vocals and lead vocals are going into a vocal bus. This makes it easier not only to create an instrumental or a cappella version of a song by simply muting the music or the vocal out, but it also makes it easier if further processing is necessary on any of these groups as a whole. The music and vocal bus are then going straight into the stereo out. Next up, effects. There are a few effects that I have loaded into my template. A few different reverbs that I tend to use for vocals. And I also have a couple of, a reverb and some delay for guitars. The outputs of these are then actually routed into their respective buses. The guitar verb and guitar delay going into the guitar bus, and the vocal effects are going into a vocal effect bus, which is feeding into my vocal out. You don't have to do it that way, but it satisfies my anal retentive tendencies. I also have some more general reverbs here. I have a room, like a plate in a hall, just ready to go if I need it on anything else. Lastly, if you are a frequent listener to the podcast, you know that I like to do some processing on my stereo out, and that's already loaded here, ready to go. There's my processing on that, and I also have my bus compressors ready to go right there as well. So as you can see, there's a fair bit of routing going on here. So instead of having to do this with every new mix that you're doing, I think having a template like this makes it really, really beneficial. So that's one of my mix templates that I tend to use when I do more rock-based type of stuff. Hopefully you found that interesting and you found something that you can take with you into your mix workflow. Thanks for watching, and as always, have an awesome day.